Well, hopefully I am live. Let's just see. Hi, Ute. I don't see much moving at the minute. Ah, there we go. I have to refresh. Right, Ute, nice to see you in. Obviously, this is a bit of an impromptu video right now, but essentially it's Wigglez. You guys know Wigglez. He comes on the Flat Earth debates now and then. Anyway, so he's decided that he's going to put a few videos out, and he thinks he's a globe prover now and a Flat Earth debunker. So I'm literally just going to show one of his most recent works, if not his recentest work. Simply, the reason I found the video was because I was looking for my name in the search just to see if anybody's done any videos, and funnily enough, he's tagged me in it. So seeing as he's tagged me in it, he wants me to address it, obviously. Hi, Ryan, nice to see you in. So we're going to have a look at his footage. We're going to have a look at his video. So he wants me to have a look at this, and which, you know, I'm happy to do. So let's go to the description. So we've got a standing on the beach. We've got a standing on another standing on the beach, and we've got a standing on the cliff. And he does three elevation parts. So he's got point 1, which is him above a park, and is approximately about 5 or 6 meters above sea level. Then he goes right to the top of the hill, and he does an observation from up at the top of the hill. I'll try and get an image of that. So here he is at the top of the hill. But it's the last one that's the most interesting part, and this is where he's saying that he's actually on the beach, and his elevation is approximately sea level. Well, I mean, that's fair enough. I can agree with that to a point, simply because we know things with the swell, how that all works. We know how the tides are working. But just for argument's sake, I'm going to give him a little bit of wiggle room here, Wigglez. Wigglez, you're getting a bit of wiggle room, mate. So where he's standing here, just next to the shingles, I'm going to say he's about 2 meters above the shoreline. Now, obviously, we know the swell out to sea is going to be a little bit higher. But let's just give him it for this. Let's just say that he's 2 meters above sea level. So his proof in this video for a globe Earth is that beyond this ridge over here, this mountain range here, this cliff top, is some distant islands that you can't see. But when you go up higher, you can see them. I'll link the video in the description so you guys can go and watch it. The point that I want to bring your attention to is, yes, you cannot see those distant islands in this footage from this low elevation. Now, it's not surprising. They're a very, very long way away. And also you have the atmosphere to go through. But, and this is the most crucial part, when he looks through his viewfinder, we have, this is from the 2 meter elevation, we have these rock formations here. And beyond that, we have the perceived horizon. So the sea is stretching out, stretching out, stretching out, and it goes beyond this mountain range here, this cliff top, right? So the horizon is higher up than that. So what does this mean? Well, obviously we've got a clear horizon here, and it's beyond this cliff. Let's have a look at Google Earth, and I'll show you where he was filming from. So this was point 1, where he was filming from, which was near these benches right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him down to the beach now for point 2. So essentially it was about here for point 2. And we're going to look at the measurements. So the measurement says 7.27 miles, right? 7.27. And let's see where this line ends. So he's looking out, and I've done it to where this, essentially where this cliff top is here, 7.27 miles away, right? So let's have a look at the curve calcs. Let's see what they bring up. Metabunk's Earth curve calculator. So we've put a viewer height in of 2 meters. We don't even need to put any kilometers in for distance. We don't need to do any of that, because all we're looking for is where the horizon is. So let's look at the imperial. So we've got 6.6 feet. And we don't need a distance. We don't need that, because it says that the horizon on a globe should be 3.39 miles away, right? not even half the distance. So let's look back at his, let's have a look back at his image. So the horizon should be much nearer, not further away. In fact, the horizon should be cutting off most of this, this rock formation here. So you shouldn't see it. There's no way the horizon should be beyond this cliff top. It's an absolute impossibility. The horizon should be hiding most of this and at the level of this, not beyond it. So Wigglez, thanks for proving a flat Earth. Certainly doesn't match the globe Earth. In actual fact, it's a stunning observation. We can explain why we can't see things in the distance. Just look how milky this atmosphere is in the distance, and the same over here. It's just the nature of our world. But when we see a horizon that is further beyond the Earth curve calculator, then that is a problem for you guys. That's a massive problem. So thanks very much, Wigglez. You wanted me to explain this on a flat Earth. Well, I've explained it on a flat Earth and I've debunked it on a globe Earth. Thanks very much, Wigglez. You're an absolute superstar. Appreciate your work. Thank you very much. Who else do we have in? Let's see. I've already said hello to Ute. Ryan, nice to see you in. Shane Walter. Del Welsh, West Watson, nice to see you in. Rasta Hat. Our friend. Thumbs up to the flat. Yep, the Earth is flat. Ninja Man, nice to see you in. Super Dave. Brian Shuker. Wow. Is he for real? Is this, you mean Wigglez? Is Wigglez for real? Yeah, he's for real. He's done a few videos, like I say. He tagged me in this particular observation. And what he's basically saying is that from, here we go. So from a high elevation, you know, and you can actually see this distant island in the distance, like 44 kilometers away. I mean, 44 kilometers away, huge distances. So he's gone up high to film these, and in his mind, he thinks that gaining altitude is the sole reason that he's able to see this, because he's looking over the curve. Then, right? That's what he thinks. That's his premise. That's where he comes from. So obviously he's up high here. And then obviously when he goes down low, he says, hey guys, I can't see now. So here I am low, right? Here I am low. And where I could see that island in the distance before, I can no longer see it anymore, right? You know, in his mind, that's a logical explanation for a curvature. But when you look at the horizon, which is clearly higher than the bottom of this this rock formation here, this cliff, the horizon is clearly higher than that, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. The horizon should only be 3.5 miles away. These rock formations are over 7 miles away. The horizon is beyond that. It's absolute perfect proof of a flat Earth plane and not a globe Earth plane. I'm sorry, Wigglez, but you know, you need to start looking into a whole bunch of other stuff. You don't just go up higher and say, I can see further, and then it must be a globe because I can see further. Hello. Well, that's what we're working on. That's why we're researching this stuff, because, you know, we realize that the atmosphere is causing blockage, you know, and elevating yourself above that will allow you to see further, and the horizon always rises to eye level, and you know, the horizon's giving it away for you on this one, mate. Seriously. Seriously giving it away for you. Oh, it was a nice attempt though, I'll give you that. Anyway, it was short and sweet, quick one. Who else do we got in? Let's see. Oh, they're in this looking model. The current one is very broken. Yes, it is. Yeah, you can see from the size of it that he's going to block it out. He discovered perspective. Exactly. Yeah, he has. He's just discovered perspective right now. It's so shocking. But yeah, so the next time he comes on the debates, which I am sure he will, I'll bring him up on this. I would like to discuss this observation with him, because I want him to explain to me how on a globe Earth you can have the horizon higher than these rock formations here that are 7 miles away, right? I want to know how, when you're down here looking out to wherever, I'll try and get as low as I can. So when we're looking out, I want him to tell me why, here we go, why when we're looking at this rock formation, the horizon is higher than the rocks, when the horizon should be much nearer, which would mean that the horizon would never, ever, 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 ever be higher than the rock formations here, ever, in any shape or form. It would never, ever happen. And he always comes in, he always thinks he's got an argument. Clearly he hasn't. Dave Hinkle, yep, nice to see you in. Stingray. Oh, Stingray, I don't think you have an idea of what perspective is. Right, okay, Jazzaconda, well, nice to see you in, but this is your friend Wigglez here. Have you got any explanation for this? Why he would put a video out that clearly shows a flat earth proof? Have you any idea why he would do that and claim it as a globe earth proof when this horizon is clearly higher than this rock formation here, and he's only at 2 meters elevation? Can you tell me why that is? Why he's showing flat earth proof and he's supposed to be a glober? Right, Stingray, why don't you think I have an idea what perspective is? Seriously? Delwest Watson, well, thank you very much. That's a really nice donation, thank you. Wigglez is just a troll, he is. Jazzaconda, when are you special individuals going to stop using gas pressure? Why would we stop using gas pressure? It's a solid argument, seriously. The rocks closer to the viewer, not rocket science. Right, Jazz, have you had a drink, mate? Have you had a drink? Let me go through this again for you. I'll even say it slowly, right? His elevation here is 2 meters. He's on the rocks right here. He even quotes himself as being sea level right here. But yet when he looks through his viewfinder, the horizon is higher than the bottom of this rock. And this rock here is 7.3 miles away, essentially, 7.3 miles away. The horizon is higher than that, right? Proving that the horizon is a far greater distance away than 7.3 miles away, right? This is what it proves. This is what the observation shows. And yet the horizon should only be at 3.5 miles away. So how, in a globe model, can the horizon be higher than this rock formation? It is impossible. Right, okay. Right, okay. What? Right. Have I put into a curve calc? Yes, I've got it up here. Here's the curve calc. Here's the curve calc. Is viewer height in feet, 6.56 feet. We do it in metric, 2 meters. We don't even need to put the distance in miles because we're only interested in how far the horizon is away. Even using refraction, 3.39 miles away is where the horizon should be. So that would mean that if you're looking at something 7 miles away, well, actually, let's just put that in, 7.3 miles away, right? We should have hidden. We should have hidden. So we should never see the horizon above the rocks, ever. I haven't seen you in before, Stingray, so I am assuming that you're probably quite new to this. But, you know, you've got to realize that this is devastating for the globe. Devastating. That's a couple of 100 meters up the hill. Jazzaconda. No. On this part here, this part when he's at the top of the hill, this part here is when he's a couple of 100 meters up the hill. And he shows it you through the viewfinder, and then he goes lower. See where the horizon is when he's high up? Do you see that, Jazz? This is his observation from the top of the hill. Can you see where the horizon is beyond this? I'll see if I can find a portion of this to stop it on so that you can get that idea. Not that one, because we need to see the other. Oh, no. Where is it? There it. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now, this is from the high elevation Jazzaconda, so stop lying. This is his high observation. This is the same rock formation here, and the horizon is way, 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 even above the top part of this cliff. This is his high observation. Jazzaconda, you're just lying again. This is lying. This is from his high elevation, right? Look where the horizon is. When he goes down lower to the shoreline, to the beach, and he looks out, then he sees well, now the horizon is much lower, not above it, much lower, but it's further than this cliff. Now, if it's further than the cliff, it's further away than the cliff, and the cliff is 7.3 miles away. The horizon should be 3.5. How can you have a horizon beyond the bottom of this cliff when it should be nearer? How can that be? Right. Okay. Right, that's all I really wanted to do, guys. I don't want to keep you here forever. I think Nathan's got a premiere in show right now, so if you guys want to head on over there and watch that, jump on in. I think he started around about 15 minutes ago, so I won't want to keep you from that. Thank you again, Del West Watson, for the super chat. Yeah, absolutely, really appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. Make you a moderator. There we go. By the way, you weren't buying mod status then. I had actually thought you was actually a moderator before then, so I've just not got around to doing that. Spurs Chemo, nice to see you in. Gleam, nice to see you in. Chris Poole again. Alexander, Christopher Fournier. There's a lot of new people in here that I haven't actually seen before, to be fair. Unsalted 667. Yeah, there's a lot of people I haven't really seen in here before, but thanks everyone for stopping by. 36 watching, not too bad for a morning, and I've only been streaming for 10 minutes or so. Racer FE, nice to see you in, and guys, I'll just end it here and see you all over at Nathan's. See you in a bit.